You want to make money from XRP, but you don't know how because you missed the initial pump from 40, 50 cents to the $2 to $3 range, right? But you still think that XRP will moon to $10. What if I tell you that there is a better way to invest in XRP and make money on the small corrections that XRP has along the way? Without further ado, let's check my trading view and let's check the buy and sell signals. Here you can see a wonderful trading view and only 2 indicators on my chart. I know you don't like when I have a bunch of indicators on my chart. I know you don't like it. So now, on purposely, I left only 2. The most important one, the 12-hourly cycle, is basically showing where the currency is moving for the next few days. Here, it's going up or slightly trending up. Here, is slightly trending down. I have to change my mouse. I know that it's slightly trending down. Here, slightly, well, it's a correction. It's not slightly, but this indicator shows perfectly the movements, right? And here we're going up. Here we're going up, okay? And the 3-day cycle, the one that you see at the bottom, actually shows the more the general mid-term view. And when I say mid-term, I usually mean between 10 days to 20 days, so a couple of weeks, between 2 to 3 weeks, okay? So general move here was up, okay? General move here was also up. General move here was down, and also here we had the down sloping resistance. No, there is no resistance here. I don't check resistance and supports right now, but actually if you do, that's a good addition to my strategy. Let's go to the current situation of XRP and let's take a look whether you should hold XRP right now, and the answer is no. You see, I'm not waiting to tell you the exact answer until the end of the video. Why? If we're talking about this particular strategy, this strategy shows a sell signal, guys. You can see a red arrow. What do you think that the red arrow means? Red arrow can only mean one thing. Sell that. Yes, exactly. Well, I have nothing against XRP, but basically, if you want to make money in a short-term trading XRP, you don't have to buy it right now. Why? Because we had the buy signal right here, and we had 1, 2, and 3 sell signals. This clearly indicates a shift in trend. And here, if you take a look at the 12-hourly cycle, it's breaching the top. There is not much place for XRP to go. Sure, maybe it can pop up a little bit more to $2.3, right? But then it's going to consolidate, or maybe it's even going to reverse. We don't know. We simply wait for the indicator bottom. Once the indicator bottoms, we don't really care about the price. We simply jump in and buy. And these indicators actually are connected with the buy and sell signals. That's why I talk about them that much. So let's calculate how much money you would make if you use those indicators. You bought here and you sold on the first, second, or third. You made nothing. You made 0, okay? Which is not bad. It's better than simply losing money, right? Because most XRP investors, they are losing money, right? That is the reality. Now, if you bought on this one and you sold, let's say, on the second one, you made 12%. If you sold on the first one, you made 6%. And if you sold on the third one, you made 13%. And the reality is, you don't know when to sell, when is the best opportunity to sell. That's why the first or the second sell signal is usually the best one. And also at the same time, what you can do, you can see how the 3-day cycle moves. And if the 3-day cycle is still at the bottom, well, there's a high chance that it's going to reverse and it's going to pop up. And that's what happened here, right? If you didn't sell here while the 3-day cycle was at the bottom, you simply waited until the 3-day cycle went up and you sold here on this sell signal. Anyways, here we made, let's say, 13%. Now here, if we go back to the February 2025, you bought here. Then, if you're a smart investor, you bought after the other dip, you bought another time here, and you had 3 sell signals. And this time it was more complicated, because if you sold on the first one, you went negative. You went minus 4.7%. But who wants to lose money? Nobody. That's why instead of selling there, you waited. And you sold here for 27% profit. Now, the reality is that you couldn't know if this coin is going to pop up. Could you? Well, you could if you follow 12-hourly cycles and you sell cycle top. So let's assume that you sold 50% of your capital here, because we're already at the top, and you got another sell signal. So you sold the 50% of the capital there. And even if you forgot to sell the second, you sold here. And in the end, you are still profitable. If you take $100, you buy here, you sold on the first sell signal, you made a loss of 4%. You sold on the second or the third, you made more than 10%. So you basically made your money back. So again, we see two trades, both of them profitable. The third one was 0-0, right? This one. Okay, let's go back. We're basically analyzing January. And if you bought on January 22nd, you hold it up until the first sell signal, you made no money, 0.40%, but most probably the fees took all your money, so you made zero. However, again, if you're the same smart investor and you dedicated your time to read the buy and sell signals and you bought one more time here when the 12-hour signal dipped below 20 and you sold here, you were in the profit once again. So we go from here, and we see 10%. So how I approach this market is that I buy on every single buy signal when I'm sure that this coin is going to perform well, right? So if you're sure about XRP, which most of you are after reading the comments, you basically buy on every buy signal and you sell on the first, second, sometimes maybe even third sell signal. But the 3-day cycle is at the top, guys. So if you're investing somewhere here, you have to understand that you're bearing a high risk. Look at the cycle. It is showing the top. It is showing above 80. We don't want to be investing in the market when the 3-day cycle is above 80 for a prolonged period of time, especially after you had a slightly profitable trade. If you got this trade, then you say, hey, I'm waiting until the 3 cycle is going to drop. And what happens in the market? If you sold somewhere here, XRP went down. And no, it's not about the Trump tariffs. It's not about what Elon Musk's tweets. It's not about anything what's happening in the world. Market moves in cycles, and we have to adapt to them. People read the news, and they attach these news to cycles. That's how they explain price movements. But in reality, it's all cycles that are in play, and you simply have to wait for the better cycle conditions. So look, here, if you didn't do nothing, you saved yourself from 30% loss, while you were waiting until the 3-day cycle is going to drop below 20. I want to show maybe 2 more examples. Now, look, these are the bad times, and we're still making money in this market. Who else makes money in this market, guys? Nobody. Nobody. Take any crypto YouTuber. They don't make any money on this in these conditions. They don't tell you about buy and sell signals. I'll tell you, because I'm honest. Now, you go slightly back into the past. You go to January 9th. And you see a cherry-picked example. But I don't want to talk about it because you already can see everything. You buy here and you sell for profit 3 times. Okay, we don't want to talk about this cherry-picked examples, right? Oh, another buy signal in December. Another sell signal on in the profit. That is crazy, right? And here we have about 0. So, you're already convinced that you can make money with buy and sell signals. You're already convinced that the cycles actually work. And now you want to apply them yourself. You don't want to subscribe to my channel and wait for the next video to see how I apply the cycles to you. No. Well, you have to subscribe first. Otherwise, I'm not going to tell you how to get the indicators. No, I'm not going to tell you. Well, only if you subscribe. Okay? You go to the channel, you click subscribe. The sad thing is that I cannot subscribe to my own channel. I have 159 subscribers, which is not a nice number. I would like to have 160 and even more, but I cannot subscribe to my own channel, which is sad. But what I can do, I can invite every single one of you to go and subscribe there. Okay. And after you're done, of course, if you want to learn more about the cycles, you go to any of my video. By the way, go to this video. This video has only 20 views. I need more views, guys. I need more people watching the video. You go to the description and you see wonderful 4 links. You want to talk to me? It's t.me honest charts. You can talk to me. But if you want to trade, you know where to trade. You know where to get this $10,000 bonds. But if you want to learn about cycles and get access to it, you click strategymaster.io, you go to the link, and you click subscribe. Subscribe button is there. I cannot see it because I'm already subscribed to my newsletter. Every single XRP holder, every single XRP investor, don't just simply buy and hold. Sure, if you buy in the bear market and you hold until bull market, congratulations. You did well. You don't need any buy and sell signals. You simply outperform the market. You outperform 99.9% of all investors. So if you bought anywhere in this area, let me just paint a nice picture. If you bought anywhere here, doesn't matter whether it was 65 cents or whether it was 45 cents, you simply waited a couple of months until XRP jumped above $2 and start consolidating here. It is fine. You can simply sell. You don't need all of these indicators. It's just noise for you because you made money. You made 4x on your money. But if you didn't, or you want to optimize how you trade and how you make money, Simply use those signals like I do, and I will create new videos where I show how I put my money when I get the buy signal. There is no buy signal, guys, today. I wanted to record a video where I show how the buy signals work, but there is nothing. It's only sell signals. Today, 13th of April, we have a bunch of sell signals, and I'm not buying. See you in the next one.